What's up guys, my name is Zero, and in today's video I want to just give a quick little guide on resin spending when you're world level 6 and 7, and maybe world level 5 if you're almost to world level 6, because I see a lot of people who don't know exactly what to do when it comes to spending their resin efficiently, especially if they're free to play or low budget, because your resin is a lot more limited than it would be for a whale. um but I just wanted to make this video to like help those people out so you can know the best way possible for you to spend your resin, because everybody varies, but there's different ways to spend your resin, different stuff to focus on. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Okay, so first I want to talk about like when people say you want to stay at a world level and farm. I personally do not recommend that whatsoever, because while the drops don't get that much better, you will be missing out on some potential drops. Like, the drops won't get significantly better, but you're missing out on the potential to get those better drops just by staying at the world level you're at and not moving up and possibly getting those better drops. So again, I personally do not recommend staying at world level 5, world level 6 just to farm, because you'll be missing out on a lot of drops. Now, if you're severely underpowered for world level 6 or world level 7, then that's different. You can stay and get your levels up for your characters, but otherwise, I highly recommend that you um, move up the world levels. Just don't like, if you're underpowered or anything, or your weapons are under level, then yeah, you can stay and farm and get them up. But as soon as you do, move up world levels, because you will save yourself a lot of resin and a lot of time. Go ahead and getting those slightly better drops from the next world level. Okay, so AR40, most people say that you should wait till AR45 to start farming artifacts, because you're guaranteed a 5-star. Now, that is true, and I suggest that as well. But if you want to, you can start farming at 40, just so you can have a lot of fodder artifacts for when you start farming at 45. Now, I'm not saying spend your fragile resin and all your fragile resin at 40, because you aren't guaranteed a 5-star artifact per domain run. So, but you can start farming artifacts with extra resin. So just so when you start the 5-star artifact grind, you will have a lot of artifacts to feed into it and level them up as soon as possible. So for AR45, this is when you start farming your 5-star artifacts and doing domains. Now, I see a lot of people who are focusing on getting their character essential materials when they're world level 6, and I personally suggest that you hold off on that. Only focus on getting your artifacts, because most of your power in your characters will come from your artifacts and your weapons. That is what matters the most when you are preparing for world level 7 and above, is to get your artifacts and your weapons um, as good as you can be, because yes, um, there is more power, like you reduce power when your character is under level, but artifacts and weapons will make up for that difference when you're lacking in character level. So when you are AR45 through 49, I suggest that you focus on getting the best artifacts that you can. Now, the safest artifact set to grind is Noblesse Oblige, which is in Clearpool, which is right here. Noblesse Oblige can go on any character, whether they're support, main DPS, sub DPS. A 2 set of this on a sub DPS or main DPS, or a 4 set of this on a support can go a really, really long way. So this is hands down the best set in the game to farm when you just don't know exactly what set you want to use on what characters, because this set applies to any character. You can use it on whatever character that you want and it will work perfectly fine. So if you don't have a specific set that you want to farm for your character, Noblesse Oblige is a very safe set to farm. Level 90, which is AR45 domain, it has a Pyro Mage, a Cryo Mage, and a Hydro Mage. I want to suggest to you that you do not go in there without a Hydro, and you do not go in there without a Pyro, because they will make farming this domain so much easier. I promise you. There's just like a quick little rundown on how to make this domain easier for you. So again, bring a Hydro character, even if they're not even leveled or max or whatever. You don't even need to. You just need them to take out this Pyro Mage's shield, and then use your main DPS to kill the Pyro Mage, and then use your Pyro character to kill the Cryo Mage. Now, what you want to do is wait for the Cryo Mage to teleport to you, because if you go to the middle, you will aggro the Hydro Mage, and next thing you know, you're getting froze, and you're in a cryo cloud, getting frozen and killed. So this is just to make it easier for you. And then use your ice and your claymore to break the Hydro Mage's shield, and after that, it's just done deal. Alright, last but not least, I will talk about World Level 7. Now, World Level 7 is the, I say the most misunderstood, because when you get to World Level 7, you are able to level your characters to 90. What I see a lot of people doing is focusing a lot of the resin from AR47 to AR49 just so they can level the characters to 90. Well, I would personally suggest that you hold off on that and focus on getting your artifacts and your weapons leveled, because again, a lot of your power comes from your artifacts and your weapons. So as you see, I am AR54 and I don't have any level 90 characters. I don't even have any level 90 ascended, level 80 ascended characters. All my characters are level 80 out of 80 at the most. But I have been able to clear every boss, every domain. I don't think I've even had a full team wipe in freaking Wolf Boss. Like, you don't need level 90 characters to survive. What you would benefit from more is ascending your weapons and leveling your weapons to 90, because that is where a lot of your power comes from. Your attack, the white number, comes from your character level and your weapon. So the stronger your weapon is, the higher your base attack will be, and the higher your base attack is, the more you will get out of your artifacts. So the surefire way to get a lot more power in your artifacts and in your character is to level your weapon and to level your talents. Like, those should be the next two things that you focus in World Level 7, rather than focus on getting your characters to level 90. Now, one reason that I say that you should hold off on farming character essential materials from bosses until you're World Level 8 when you're World Level 7 is because when you're World Level 8, you get a guaranteed 5-star artifact every boss run. So That way you're kind of like killing two birds with one stone. You are able to farm your characters and get them to 90, but you're also able to get a 5-star artifact from every single boss run, not just that very small percent when you're AR 50 through 54. So especially for casuals, farming crystal chunks and white ore and iron chunks, um, it's very time consuming, and if you're not able to do it daily, I suggest you should do it at least three times a week, because leveling up weapons, especially 5-star weapons, are very, very expensive. So it takes a lot of farming and a lot of ore to get your weapons up to level 90. So I highly suggest that if you can farm chunks and crystal chunks, you do it as much as you can, because it will help save a lot of time when it comes to leveling up your weapons. Now I do my ore farming route on stream sometimes, so if you want to come check that out, I stream every day at about 10:30 Central Time. So if you want to, you can come hang out, and I will show you my crystal ore farming route. It's really simple to remember, because the crystal ores only spawn every 3 days, so you don't have to do it every day. But every 3 days, you can come to the spots and check them out, and your crystal ores should be there. So just a little summary, like checklist. Um, when you are AR 40 through 49, you want to focus on getting your characters artifacts and talents. Those should be your main objectives when it comes to your characters, because that's where a lot of your power will come from. You will hit harder when your talent levels up, and you will hit harder as your artifacts get better. So talents and artifacts should be your main focus when you're at that level, which is war level 5 or level 6. For those who are AR 40, 48, 47, 49, I want you to hold off on trying to get ascension materials for your characters, and rather you spend that resin on getting your weapons ready to get to 90, and still farming for artifacts and talent ascension materials, because that is where more of you will get a lot more power from those three things, rather than trying to level your character to 90 and only getting plus 30 attack or so on your characters. So uh, war level 6 going into war level 7, I want you to not focus on getting your characters to 90, rather than getting your talent levels up and getting your weapons to 90. War level 7, I want you to not focus so much on getting your characters to 90, and I want you to focus on getting your weapons to 90 first, and getting your character talents up. Get them as high as you can. I know past 6, it's really RNG on what characters you can level up, but I highly suggest that you level up your main DPS's talents as much as you can with the drops. Now, if you are unsure about your main DPS talents, and you don't know if you want to main that character because you have a character that you like that's about to come out, I would suggest that you hold off on using the boss materials to level them up at 6, and just leave them at 6. You should be fine with just leaving your characters talent levels at 6 or 9 if you have constellations for them. But Leaving them at 6 is a solid stopping point if you are not sure if you want to keep manning that character because there are characters coming out. Alright, world level 7 with your AR like 53, 54. I want you to still do not focus on getting your characters to 90 because you are a few AR away from guaranteed 5-star artifacts as you farm for your characters to go to 90. So again, you keep focusing on getting your weapons and your artifacts up as well as your talent levels because those are even if you switch characters, your artifacts and your weapons will not lose value. So rather than farming to get a character to 90 just to regret it a few patches later because there's a character that came out or there's a buff that came out and made you switch your main up completely and you can't get that exp back. So I'd rather you spend your resin on getting your weapons and your artifacts up because those won't lose value even if you switch characters. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. I wanted to keep it like a general like basis. If you have more specific questions like just pertaining to you that you that weren't answered in this video, I'm more than glad to answer them. Just send them in the comment section, or you can wait till I stream, which is again every day at every weekday at 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Central Time, which is NA, and I'll gladly answer the questions as soon as I can. So just keep these general tips in mind when it comes to spending your resin and getting the most out of your resin for your world level. The Genshin like interactive map has a little button that you can press and it tells you exactly what's available for that day. So if you don't know what talent books or weapons or characters can be touched on that day with your resin, I suggest that you go to the interactive map, which I will leave a link in the description, and you touch the resin the button that looks like a resin, and you look at what characters or what weapons can be farmed for that day. And that's all I have for you guys today. As you see, again, I am AR54, half with AR55, and again, I have no level 90 characters, all have level 90 weapons and upgraded talents and artifacts. That's it. You don't need level 90 characters to survive in world level 7, and you can hold off until world level 8 to start farming to get your characters to 90, because as long as you have the correct artifacts and your weapons are leveled, at least you don't even have to level your weapons to 90, because as you see, my Skyward Pride on my Shinyan is only level 80 out of 90, like that, and it's been more than enough power to just demolish mobs at this world level. And I haven't struggled with child or devolving or wolf too much. Like, of course, sometimes it's hard, but like I haven't struggled too much to where I'm like, man, I wish I could level my characters to 90 because I'm just struggling with wolf boss. I'm not able to clear it by myself. I've been able to clear every boss by myself and farmed artifact domains by myself ever since world level 4. So you can do it all by yourself as long as you have the right artifacts and your talents are leveled up and your characters are have the right weapons. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, I stream every weekday 10 to 10:30 a.m. So if you have more specific questions that weren't answered in this video, I am more than glad to answer them. And I will be making a Gangu video the weekend after she comes out, which is about in 7 days or 6 days, depending on when I drop this video. So just stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you want to see that, and I will catch you guys in that video. And with that being said, peace out. See you guys later.